Hi everyone. For this lesson, I'll show you how to simplify expressions with zero and negative exponents. Okay, let's take a look at some general properties. If you have a number a, right, and we're going to let a be a number that is non-zero, meaning it cannot be zero. Okay, so for any number a, that number a to the 0 power will always be equal to 1. Okay? And that's when the number is non-zero. So for example, you can have 5 to the 0 power, that's equal to 1. You can have 8 to the 0 power, that's equal to 1. But you cannot have 0 to the 0 power, okay? Because a cannot be a 0. Hence, it's non-zero, right? So now, 0 to the 0 power is actually undefined. Right? Everything else will work out. So for any number, for any non-zero number, if you raise that number to the 0 power, it's always going to be 1. Another general property is when you have a number a raised to the negative n power. Right? So when you have this, all you have to do is put it underneath 1. So this is equal to 1 over a to the positive n power. So for example, let's say I have 5 to the negative 2 power. This is equivalent to 1 over 5 to the second. What if I have x to the negative 3 power? Well, that is equal to 1 over x cubed, okay, the positive power. Let's start off with this expression here. Let's say you have 7 s to the 5th t to the negative 3. And I want to simplify this expression here without negative exponents. So we have this negative 3 here. So all we have to do is rewrite this expression as 7 s to the 5th over t to the 3rd power. Right? Now you don't have any exponents or negative exponents. Okay, so we're done here. And we're happy. Let's take a look at another one. Let's say we have 8 to the negative 3 power, x to the 4th, and z to the negative 2. Right? So we have a negative 3 exponent and we have a negative 2 exponent. We have to write it out so that there aren't any negative exponents. So this will become 1 over 8 cubed times x to the 4th times 1 over z to the second. Okay, so now I replace the negative 3, made it a positive 3, and put it underneath the 1. Same thing with the z to the negative 2. That transformed to 1 over z to the second. Now we can just simplify this to x to the 4th, because 1 times x to the 4th times 1 is just x to the 4th, over 8 cubed times 1 times z to the second, so that's just 8 cubed z to the second. And this is the simplified expression. And we start off with this here. Okay, so we're done. And we're happy. Okay, so let's take a look at this last example where we have 3 x to the 0 power y to the negative 5 all over z to the second. We're going to say that x is not equal to 0. Okay, so now this becomes 3 x to the 0 power is just 1 because x is not equal to 0, and y to the negative 5, we can change that to 1 over y to the 5th, and then everything over z to the second. Okay. If you want, you can put a 1 underneath here and a 1 underneath here to make this a little bit easier to simplify. So now you will have 3 times 1 times 1, which is 3, over 1 times y, 1 times 1 times y to the 5th, which is y to the 5th, and that's being divided by z to the 2nd. To continue from the last page, we have 3 over y to the 5th over z to the 2nd. So let's make this a little bit easier by putting a 1 underneath the z to the 2nd. So we have basically 2 fractions being divided here. So now we can use key flip change to rewrite this as 3 over y to the 5th times 1 over z to the 2nd, which reduces to 3 over y to the 5th z to the 2nd. And that's a simplified form without any negative exponents. And we're done. And we're happy.